Hi, third graders. It's Mrs. Nair again. Today we're going to go over a lesson that involves some word problems and some fractions. And I want to tell you before I even start this video, you might need something. Some of you are going to choose to draw this work out on paper and solve it that way. So some of you are going to need to pause this video and go get yourself a pencil and a piece of scratch paper. Some of you may choose to solve this problem using something to move around. Like in the classroom, we would probably give you cubes to move around. You probably don't have cubes at home, but you do have pretzel sticks or Cheez-Its or goldfish, or you can use raisins, you can use pieces of dried cereal. And so what you would want is just a handful of those things that you can use to move around to solve the problems. Because today's math does involve you actually solving the problem and then going in and typing your answer. So again, you can choose to get some paper, or you can choose to get the big teacher word called manipulatives and something that you can move around to solve the problem. So I'm going to pause. You need to pause and go grab what you think you might need, and you might want both. This is a video that you may have to watch more than one time in order to help you do your work today. So I promise to go slow, and I promise to be as efficient as I can be in order to explain this problem, but go get paper or go get something to move around. Okay, so now that you have your things to work with, I'm going to show you our first problem. Keep in mind ahead of time that I did pick a problem that I feel like the answer might kind of jump out at you right away, and I wanted to do that because right now I want you to see how to solve a problem. So you might know the answer for this one right away, but I want to show you how to solve anyways. So pay attention. All right, we're going to work on fractions of a group. And my story problem says that there are 10 shirts. Half of the shirts are blue. How many shirts are blue? So you probably know right away, because you guys do know that if you take the whole number 10, you know what half is. You've been doing that since kindergarten. So when we see a problem like this, we might see it written as 1/2 of 10. All right, so that's the fraction story problem that we're working with. What is 1/2 of 10? Now, if I were using the strategy that involved paper, obviously I'm going to use this little whiteboard, but you would draw paper. And one thing you can do is this bottom number, our denominator, tells us how many groups we need to make. So this is the number of groups to make. Our whole number, that big number, is the number of shirts we have. So that's the number of things that we will share. We will share 10 things. So if I have paper, I would look at that denominator, and the denominator is 2. So I would draw 2 groups, and then I need to share 10 things equally between 2 groups. You guys are probably pros at this, and I know that you already know the answer. So one for me, one for you, one for me, one for you. I know that you guys already know that 2 groups of 5 make 10, but bear with me. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I took 10 things, I shared it between 2 groups, and this number tells me how many groups I need to look at. And that number for today is always just going to stay 1. So 1/2 of 10 is 5. And I know you already knew that, but I wanted to show you how to solve something that you could probably get right away. Okay? We're going to do a couple more of these, and my next problem is going to show you how to solve this work using a manipulative. So if you went and got cereal, or if you went and got goldfish crackers, even if you didn't, make sure you watch this next part too. So for my next story problem, we're going to change the problem, and we're going to change the way we solve it. So this time I have gone and gotten some cereal. Just put it next to me. And the fraction that we're going to work on is 1/4 of 12. So what I need you to remember is, since this whole number is 12, I'm going to pull out 12 pieces of cereal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So that is the group I'm working with. I'm working with 12. I look at this bottom number then, and that tells me how many groups I need to make. Maybe you want to make circles and then put it into a group. Or maybe you're just going to move your cereal and then go, here's a group, 1, 2, 3, 4. And you guys have all done this in the classroom before, so I know you know what I'm talking about. I've started, then I'm just going to add one more to each group. So I have shared 2, 4, 6, 8, and then I'm going to keep going because I have cereal left. 9, 10, 11, 12. So I've shared 12 things into 4 equal groups. Now my story problem says what is 1/4 of 12. So I look at one of those groups, and in one of those groups of 4, how many are there? It's 3, right? So 1/4 of 12 is 3. So the answer that I would type in there is 3, because 1/4 of 12 is 3. So that is how you can solve a problem using a manipulative. All right, you guys, I want you to do one more with me before you go on and solve these on your own. So it doesn't matter to me which way you solve them. You can choose to write it out on paper, or you can go right with me with your cereal or whatever it is you're using. That's fine, it doesn't matter. So the last problem that we're, that we're gonna work with is 1/3 of 24. So if you're using a manipulative, if you're using cereal or something, you're going to pull out 24 pieces. Make sure you count them carefully. And if you are using paper, then we're going to use 24 tallies. No matter which way you're going, everybody's going to put that stuff into 3 groups. So since I'm solving this one on paper, I'm going to draw 3 groups. If you are using cereal, you are going to put them into 3 groups out in front of you. We're all together using the 24 things. So it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, and 24. We shared 24 things into 3 groups, and since our numerator's 1, we're just going to look at one of those groups. So I'm going to look at one of my circles. You might be looking at one of your groups of cereal, but we should both come up with the same answer. In one group, there are 5, 6, 7, 8 things. So 1/3 of 24 is 8. I'm pretty sure that some of you are starting to see a little bit of a connection with maybe some multiplication or maybe some division. Maybe there's some fact families hiding in there, and I hope that you're seeing that. But if you're not, keep going and they will come to you. So remember today, when you see a problem on your Google form, you are going to need to go to paper and solve it, or you can use your cereal or other things to solve it as well. The silly thing about today's fraction work is that you're doing fraction work, but your answer is just a whole number. So the other day you were doing fraction work and you had to enter a fraction. Today you're doing fraction work, but your answer should just be a whole number. It does not need to be written into a fraction. So that's one way to kind of check yourself. and make sure that you're just typing in a whole number for your answer. And we look forward to seeing how you do. Again, if you ever have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to your teacher. We are here to help you, and we will talk to you soon.